All right, welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're tackling this super interesting idea
Ooh, yeah.
of creating your ideal life. And get this, we're using a YouTube video for this. It's called, hold on.
Oh, I love that. YouTube deep dive.
Okay, yeah. 9 steps to create your ideal life. Start your transformation journey now.
Okay.
From a channel called Awaken Your Potential.
Catchy.
Right. Now, before you think this is all about
Magic.
yeah, magic manifestation or something,
Like
it's
that.
actually not about that at all. It's about a 9-step process for self-discovery and transformation. The cool thing is, and this is what I like, it's not like a one-size-fits-all
Right.
kind of deal. It's more like a framework, It helps you figure out
Right.
what your ideal life actually looks like, not anyone else's.
Customized.
Customized, exactly. So, shall we unpack this whole ideal life thing and see what these 9 steps are all about?
Let's dive in.
Dive in. Okay, so the video jumps right in, and I like this, straight to a big point.
Yeah.
Writing down your goals.
Yeah, it doesn't waste any time, does it?
No time wasted. And it even gives this stat, like only 3% of people actually write down their goals.
Oh, wow.
But here's the kicker. Those who DO are 42% more likely to actually achieve them.
That is wise.
Pretty crazy, right?
Yeah.
The video calls it creating a life blueprint.
I like
It's catchy, right? But it's got to be more than just like a to-do list, don't you think?
Yeah, for sure.
What makes this blueprint thing so powerful, and why do you think so few people actually do it?
It's a really good question. I think the act of writing itself has this psychological weight to it,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like it makes it real.
It's not just about remembering. It's like you're making a commitment. There's focus,
Yeah.
And even studies have shown it reduces stress.
Oh, interesting.
Like you write something down,
Mm-hmm.
it's like it becomes more real, more concrete. It goes from this wishy-washy thought to a real target, a thing to aim for.
Right. It's like you're saying, okay, universe, this is what I want.
Exactly. And maybe that's why it's so effective. It forces you to, get real with yourself.
Confront it.
Totally, about what you really want, and then face that gap
Yeah.
between where you are and where you want to be.
Ooh, that gap can be intimidating, though.
It can be, but also exciting.
Yeah, true. So, okay, getting clear on what we actually want is the first step. Then the video breaks life down, get this, into 9 areas to focus on. 9. We've got physical and mental health, relationships, career, purpose. It's a pretty comprehensive list, wouldn't you say?
Sounds pretty thorough.
Yeah. And the video emphasizes, these areas aren't just these separate things,
Right.
They're all connected. It uses this analogy of life being a system
Okay.
where each part affects all the other parts. Think about it, if your physical health is not good,
Yeah, if you're not sleeping.
Yeah, exactly. How well are you going to, focus at work or maintain those good relationships,
You're going to be cranky, right?
Totally cranky. Everything is just harder. It really is all connected.
I'm seeing a theme here.
Oh, there's definitely a theme. All right, so we've got this interconnected system.
Okay.
Then the video, get this, brings in another layer, the connection between past, present, and future.
Ooh, that's good.
Right. And they do this through, these really thought-provoking questions.
I love a good question.
Me too. So they ask you to think about, what advice would you give your past self, knowing what you know now?
Oh, that's a good one.
Right. And then it flips it and asks, what do you think your future self would say
Ooh.
about the choices you're making right now?
Oh, that is trippy.
It's wild. It's like looking at your life from all these different angles all at the same time.
That's powerful. Makes you think about, accountability.
Totally. What's fascinating to me is, this kind of reflection.
Yeah.
It encourages, self-compassion, you know?
Yeah, totally. Not beating yourself up about past stuff.
Exactly. But it also helps you see how much you've grown. All those experiences, good and bad, they've made you who you are today.
And it makes you think about the legacy you're creating, right? What story will your future self tell?
Whoa, that's deep. Okay, so it's not just about setting goals for the future, but it's this whole understanding of how your past and your present, they're all part of this big picture,
It's all connected.
All connected. But then the video gets even more visual. They bring in this whole blank canvas analogy.
Ooh, I like where this is going.
Right. So they describe the future as this blank canvas, and every choice you make is a brushstroke.
Oh, I love that.
Isn't that beautiful? And I think so powerful about that metaphor is it really shows you have power, You're not just along for the ride, you're the artist, creating your own masterpiece.
You have agency.
Agency, yes. So, okay, we've got our canvas, we've got our 9 areas of life to think about, and then the video, it lays out these 3 like core principles for creating that ideal life.
Okay, give them to me.
Okay, here we go. Reflect, imagine, and act. Boom. It's like the recipe for transformation.
Like a magic spell, but real.
Exactly. And what's important is the video doesn't present them as like separate steps, you know? They're all connected.
You move together.
They weave together. You reflect on where you are now, you imagine where you want to be, and then you take action to close that gap.
It's a cycle.
It's a cycle, continuous. But before we get into all the specifics of those principles, let's take a second to really think about what ideal life even means, you know? Because it's different for everyone.
That's a big question, yeah. What does it mean for you? It's easy to think ideal life is all about those, external things.
Oh, yeah, totally. Like the big house.
Exactly. Fancy car, dream job.
Vacations.
Yes. But this video really wants you to, look inside,
Introspection.
Yes. It's about figuring out what really matters to you. Not what everyone else says should matter.
That's hard, though. Where do you even begin with that?
Well, remember those 9 areas of life. It's like a checklist.
No, right.
For your life. It asks you to look at each area.
Yeah.
Health, relationships, career, purpose, all of it. And honestly, think about how satisfied you are.
Ooh, that's a tough one. It's like holding up a mirror to each part of your life and being like, okay, how's it really going here?
Exactly. And the video is careful to say, this isn't about being perfect in every area.
Yeah, that's too much pressure.
Way too much. Life is about finding that balance.
Balance, right.
You might be killing it in one area, and another needs some work. That's totally normal.
Yeah, I think sometimes we get so caught up in, what we haven't done yet that we forget to appreciate, the things we are doing well.
You got to celebrate those wins. And speaking of well-being, the video really spends time on that connection between physical and mental health.
Makes sense. It's like they say, you can't pour from an empty cup,
Exactly. If you're not taking care of yourself mentally and physically, it's tough to make anything else work. It's all connected.
They even said the next episode is going to go deeper into those areas.
Oh, cool. Yeah, it makes you think about your energy levels, your mood, how you're feeling overall, or your thoughts helping you or holding you back.
That's deep. It's so easy to just go through the motions and not realize how much our mental and physical state is affecting everything.
It's huge. And it's not just about feeling good right now. The video says neglecting your health can mess things up in other areas too.
Like what?
Relationships, how you do at work, even money stuff.
Wow. Okay. So self-care isn't just a luxury.
Yeah.
It's almost like a responsibility.
It sets you up for success in everything else.
It's like the foundation, right? You can't build a house without a strong foundation.
Exactly. Get that foundation solid, and then you can start building those walls, adding the roof, making the rooms. That's your ideal life.
I love that analogy. So beyond health, what other stuff does the video highlight?
It hits a lot of the usual suspects, relationships, career, money, but it goes deeper,
Ooh, like how?
It's not just about finding a job. It's about finding work that you feel passionate about. Work that lights you up.
Ooh, fulfilling work.
Yes. And with relationships, it's not just about, being around people. It's about feeling really connected to them deeply.
Quality time, not just quantity.
Yeah. And then it talks about, purpose, contributing to something bigger than yourself.
Okay.
Spirituality, making time for fun stuff. It wants you to build a life that's meaningful, Not just about achievement.
Not just about stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But about feeling whole, feeling content.
It's like they're saying, don't just build a house, build a home.
Exactly. And what's so important is that idea of balance,
Yeah.
What that looks like is different for everyone.
Right. What works for one person might not work for another.
Totally. That's where all that self-reflection comes in,
Oh, yeah. We got to understand ourselves first.
You got to know your strengths, your weaknesses, your values.
What makes us tick?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you can build a life that really reflects who you are.
But I think some people get overwhelmed by this whole thing, they get so stuck in the planning.
Paralysis by analysis.
Yes. They think they have to have it all figured out before they can even start.
That's where the video's message of just start is so powerful.
Just start.
Take a step, any step, even if it's small. It's about getting that momentum going, feeling that progress.
A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step.
Exactly. And remember, it is a journey, not a destination. Creating your ideal life is a process.
It's always evolving.
Always. There's going to be ups and downs, twists and turns.
It's like life, right?
It is life. And it's about how you approach it, with curiosity, with openness, with a willingness to learn and grow.
So it's not about reaching some perfect end state.
Nope.
It's about embracing the whole journey, the messy, beautiful process of it all.
Yes. And the video gives us a great framework for doing just that.
With those 3 principles we talked about.
Reflect, imagine, and act. Simple but powerful. All right, so we're back. Ready to unpack these 3 principles.
Let's do it. Reflect, imagine, act. Sounds kind of simple, right? But I feel like there's got to be more to it.
Oh, there's definitely more there. The video makes it clear these aren't just like one-time things you do. It's a cycle.
Okay, a cycle, like a loop.
Exactly. You reflect on where you're at, then you imagine where you want to be, and then you take action to get there. But it doesn't end there.
Right. It keeps going.
It keeps going. You reflect on the actions you took, maybe tweak your vision, and then take more action. It's how you keep moving forward.
I'm digging this cycle idea. So let's break it down. First up, reflection. It's got to be more than just like thinking about your day, right? What's the video's take on this?
They talk about taking a deep, honest look at your life. No judgment, though. Just noticing what's working, what's not, where you're thriving, and where you're, kind of stuck.
It's like taking a step back from your life, almost like watching a movie about yourself.
Yes.
Yes.
That outside perspective. That's where the magic happens. You get some distance from those daily ups and downs, and things become clearer.
Oh, yeah, you can start to see those patterns. The good ones and the not so good ones.
Exactly. The ones you might not notice when you're in the thick of it. And it's not about dwelling on the past or beating yourself up.
No guilt trips.
No guilt trips. It's about using those experiences, all of them, as information. Like, what can you learn from them? How can they help you make better choices in LW?
It's like a debrief after a mission. Figure out what went well, what could be improved.
Love that analogy. Learn from the past so you can be even more awesome in the present.
Okay, so we've reflected. We've got a good grip on where we're at. What's next? Imagination time.
Bring on the imagination. This is where it gets fun. It's all about envisioning possibilities, dreaming big, breaking free from any limits you've put on yourself.
Oh, I like that. Breaking free. So like asking yourself, what is if?
Yes. What if anything was possible? What would your perfect life look like? What would you be doing? Who would you be with? Where would you be?
Ooh, I love this. It's like tapping into that kid-like sense of wonder that we sometimes lose as adults.
Exactly. Give yourself permission to dream. No limits. And it's not just fluffy daydreaming. The video says imagination helps you get clear on what you really want. It's powerful.
It gives you that vision, that thing to aim for.
It pulls you forward, gives you motivation.
Love it. Okay, so we've reflected, we've imagined, but we all know a dream without action is just a wish. How do we make those dreams real?
The video is very straightforward about this. Action is key. It's how you bridge that gap between where you are and where you want to be. You got to put in the effort.
But that can be scary, right? Especially when the goals are big.
Totally. Overwhelm is real. But the video suggests breaking those big goals down into smaller steps.
Bite-sized pieces.
Yes. Make a plan, a roadmap, something that feels doable, not daunting.
Okay, that makes sense. Break it down into chunks.
And remember, even tiny actions, if you do them consistently, they add up over time.
It's like that saying, Rome wasn't built in a day. This creating your ideal life thing, it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Exactly. Be patient, stick with it, and don't be afraid to adjust course along the way if you need to.
Life throws curveballs. So, as we wrap up this deep dive, any final takeaways for our listeners? What's that first step they can take right now?
Carve out some time for reflection. Put it in your schedule, even just a few minutes each day. Journal, meditate, go for a walk, whatever helps you quiet your mind.
Get centered.
Yes.
Okay.
Ask yourself those big questions. What's good in my life?
Yeah.
What needs work? Where do I want to grow? What does my dream life actually look like?
And don't hold back on the imagination. Go wild. Make a vision board, write a story, chat with a friend about your crazy dreams.
Whatever sparks that excitement. And then, most important, take action. Pick one small step you can do today to get closer to your vision and just do it.
Don't wait for the perfect moment, just start. This has been so inspiring, really. What I'm taking away from this is creating your ideal life, it's not about reaching some finish line.
It's a journey.
It's a journey, and we're all works in progress, and that's pretty awesome.
It really is. There's always room to grow, to learn, to create something new. Our lives are like those blank canvases, remember?
So true. If your ideal life is a masterpiece, what's the next brushstroke you're going to make? What can you do today to get closer to that vision? Think about that. And if you want to keep exploring these ideas,
definitely check out that Awaken Your Potential channel on YouTube. They have some really great stuff.
Lots of wisdom. And remember, even small steps can make a big difference. Until next time, keep diving deep.